Have you ever felt that every lonely soul is drifting, waiting for a destined encounter? She wasn't the kind of person who'd light up a room the moment she walked in, but her kindness and innocence made her a magnet for little boys in her childhood. They'd playfully claim her as their girlfriend, but her heart never truly belonged to any of them. Years later, she walked away from a lucrative career to chase her dreams back on campus. One day, during a class she was auditing, a figure appeared unfamiliar, yet strangely familiar. He shyly mentioned he'd just transferred schools. A jolt of surprise hit her when he named his old school. It was the very one she had once planned to attend. A coincidence? Maybe. He started checking on her after every exam, only to find out later that she was the legendary top student. He in turn became a gifted student, admired by everyone. She couldn't deny it. She liked his goodness. She could feel his deliberate, yet seemingly accidental, attempts to cross her path. But with this awareness came fear. Fear of her own racing heart, fear of the invisible gap between them. So she wrapped herself in a cloak of indifference, even avoiding him. The biggest reason? She knew from the start that someone was already by his side. It was a tangled web. He first mentioned a girlfriend, then quickly corrected himself, saying he'd been married for a year. Her mind filled with unanswerable questions. His hesitations, that persistent feeling of déjà vu, it all struck her again and again. Before finals, he purposefully came over, showing her memory cards he'd designed. He talked about what it felt like to be number one on campus. His words were a sweet torture, and her heart ached in the ambiguity. All she could do was hide behind a cold facade. At night she prayed, offering him all the blessings she could muster, even if it meant he wouldn't be hers. Then everything changed. Suddenly he treated her like a complete stranger. He became quiet, reserved, almost unnaturally polite. She pretended not to notice, but found herself drinking alone. Why? Because from that very first glance, she had sensed a deep-seated loneliness in him, a sensitivity that mirrored her own. One day, a depressed patient she regularly saw arrived late, and there he was, filling in for the appointment. Through the patient, she heard his story. He too was alone in the United States, deeply missing his mother and family back in Taiwan. As she listened, a sharp, tearing pain slashed across her chest. Confusion warred with disbelief. She refused to see him as someone manipulative or calculating. Fragments of their early days in the clinic internship replayed in her mind like a movie reel. The way he bounced with joy around the clinic just because of her. The time he deliberately lay on the bed next to hers, whispering that only his little dog kept him company when he was sick. The way he teased her like a schoolboy with a crush. Then there was the time he fell ill during exams, dramatically draping himself over the desk beside her, even reaching out his hand. The moment he lost control and confessed he would miss her. The time he asked to share her soup, or wanted to give her the sunny side-up egg he'd made. The day he left first, only to mysteriously appear, tailing her car in her rearview mirror. Amid the chaos of these memories, another image surfaced from deep within her past, that little boy from her childhood. The one who had just transferred schools, who was secretly in love with her, the one who bounced excitedly along the road. Right before a car accident took his life, his faintly depressed face, the mark on his forehead, the past and present began to intertwine, swirling in the air around her, leaving her breathless and confused. It was a connection that defied logic, a pull that transcended time. Sometimes you don't choose who you love. The heart simply wants what it wants. Thanks for watching. If this story touched you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales of the heart. See you next time.